Global energy demand surged in 2024, driven by record high temperatures that led to more power consumption for cooling. Well, the International Energy Agency reported that nearly half of the increase in global emission from energy last year was due to the extreme heat waves, particularly in China and India, where coal use spiked to power air conditioners. This pushed global energy demand by 2.2%, which is a significant jump compared to the 1.3% average increase over the past decade. Well, the rise in energy consumption also reflects broader trends, such as the growing use of electric cars and the expansion of data centers needed for artificial intelligence. Well, these factors contributed to a sharp increase in electricity consumption, with global usage rising by nearly 1,100 terawatt hours, which is more than double the average annual increase of the last 10 years. Well, this higher demand led to an increase in the use of various fuels, while oil's share of global energy demand dropped below 30%. Of natural gas use grew, especially in developing countries. Meanwhile, renewable energy sources like solar and wind were deployed at record speeds, and nuclear power also grew, with governments, tech companies, and financial institutions supporting its revival. Together, renewables and nuclear now account for 40% of global power generation. This increase in energy consumption is contributing to a growing cycle of climate change, where more energy use leads to higher emissions and more extreme weather, creating an ongoing challenge for the planet. Used to living with frequent power outages lasting for hours and sometimes even days, villagers in Mali are now embracing a better life. Rural areas in the country are opting for solar power after recurring power cuts disrupting their daily routines and livelihood. Well, in the small village of Karan, which houses some 3,000 people, a mini solar power plant of 14 kilowatt powered by 114 solar panels and 72 energy storage batteries has been set up. The plant distributes electricity through the village through cables installed on wooden poles.
Before we could go for 38 hours without power, but now we have power for a certain period of the day, and I organize myself so that I can get my work done before the power goes off again. At the moment, there are fewer power cuts than last year, but as far as customers are concerned, there are very few at the moment.
Well, according to Malian Agency for the Development of Domestic Energy and Rural Electrification, the rural electrification rate in the country is just 25%. This has weakened the country's economy, which is already reeling from the consequences of two coups since 2020, as well as attacks by armed separatist groups.
Population demands have increased between 4 to 10%, and the current energy provider, EDM, has not been able to meet that gap because they do not have the technology or the replacement for parts and generators to meet the energy needs, and also being able to afford the fuel to supply generators that would then give electricity to Malian population.
Well, it's interesting to note that the country has also started the construction of West Africa's largest solar plant near its capital city, Bamako. The 200 megawatt plant will span 314 hectares and is projected to increase the nation's electricity production by 10%.